Hello, and welcome back to the Reentry Room podcast. This is the podcast all about working motherhood and motherhood, where we get raw and real and honest about how hard it sometimes is to be a mom and everything that comes with it, the ups, the downs, the highs, the lows. And I'm your host, Alexa Starks. I'm a maternity leave coach. I'm the founder of Executive Moms. I have two little toddlers. And today I have with me a very amazing guest. Her name is Shayna Abraham. Welcome to the show, Shayna.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, that was a mouthful for a moment. Welcome to the show, Shayna. I'm glad I didn't botch that. So I'm so happy to have you. So you do a lot of momming work and are in the mom space. So please tell us a little bit more about what you do, who you are, where you are in your motherhood journey as well.
Yeah, well, this is a perfect time to be doing this interview as my little one is going to be 2 on Wednesday. So we have been on this mothering journey for a minute now. So that's personally where we're at. Professionally, I have worked with families who have teenagers and young adults for the last 20 plus years, helping them create plans to get back on track. And when my daughter decided that she wanted to arrive at 29 weeks, I learned about the NICU space, trial by fire, and realized that there's just a ton of parallels in the NICU space and the mental health treatment space. And so now have branched out and I'm walking side by side with families through their post-NICU journey as well. So I have 2 companies, Prepare to Bloom, which is for my adolescent families and young adults, and then Beyond the NICU, which is for post-NICU discharge support for families.
Wow, that's amazing. Let me take a moment to split these for a second. First off, your daughter's 2-year-old birthday. Are you guys doing a party, big party, or not yet? Because she's not like old enough yet to really know what's going on.
So because we didn't have a baby shower or a coming home entry last year, we did a giant party for her first birthday. So this one's going to be much smaller. But we are doing Elmo themed, so there are cupcakes being made. There are lots of things. It's just going to be on a smaller scale, which will be lovely to share with family and a few close friends.
That's so cute. Happy early birthday to your little girl. That's so exciting.
Thank you. Yeah, we're
and then
excited.
I love what you're doing about the NICU. I didn't have any experience with that, but just thinking about it as something that could have happened, like, rips my heart. Like, it's so raw. So I love, and you're right, so much of motherhood is trial by fire, and it's brutal when that's the first experience you have with motherhood, is that trial by fire. And I know we'll get into that more as well later in the episode, but I want to ask the part about your business that does work with teens and adults. Is it therapy? Is it college prep? Is it like, what does that look like?
Yeah, so I do therapeutic consulting. I help families when therapists and teachers and folks that have been on the journey are throwing up their hands and saying, I don't know what to do. I come in as a fresh set of eyes, as a thought partner, to help families figure out what resources exist out there that they may not have tapped into, make sure that whatever diagnoses are accurate, and then help families to put together plans and help them be the architect of a plan for success, whatever that might look like for their family. So it could be depression, anxiety, substance abuse, school failure. Right now we have a ton of school avoidance, and then I also do an alternative to college fair twice a year for young adult specific families who are trying to figure out, okay, so we got through high school, and now what the heck do we do? And so that's a whole separate kind of piece to that work. But it's really fun because I get to work directly with the young adults and figuring out what is that path forward.
That's so interesting. So do people find you first, or is it more a secondary referral from schools and counselors, or people reaching out to you first?
It's a lot of word of mouth. So
Okay.
families have found me through other friends, through teachers, through therapists, through podcast interviews like this. And really it's a matter of, you don't know you need me until you're in it. And then people ask me, why didn't I know you existed? It's like, well, because you didn't know you needed this. So,
That's a lot of parenting, I feel like, is you don't know you need a resource for something until you're in it and you're like, fuck, okay, now I need to figure out how to potty train. Or, my daughter had
totally.
reflux and it was like, fuck, now I have to figure out how to deal with reflux and feed my baby. It's like there's not enough like proactive research and prep for parenting in general, I might argue.
Oh, 100%. And I think that when you're in it, it feels so overwhelming that the beauty of the role that I get to sit in is I care deeply about all of the families I work with, but I'm not emotionally involved. So I can be that third party that's reflecting back. Yes, this is really, really hard, but I don't have the same, tug on my heartstrings. Now,
Right.
it's totally different when I'm in the therapy room with my daughter, but
Yeah.
for my clients, I can be that, separate mirror that's able to say, if it was anybody else's kid on the planet, would you be having the same response?
Yeah. And then the NICU part of your business, helping moms navigate the NICU, is it more navigating being in the NICU or navigating what happens after you go home from
So
the
I
NICU?
specifically am focusing on the post NICU space.
Okay.
So what we know right now is about 10% of all births, whether they're preterm or term, are going through the NICU, even if it's for 1 hour.
That's a lot.
And it's huge, and it's a growing number, which is also really fascinating. And most parents don't get any information whatsoever about the NICU. So when you're in a NICU experience, everybody comes to you and your bedside, and there's kind of this cocoon wrapped around your family. And then the day that you discharge, at least for us, the experience was, here's a piece of paper. I mean, we had some prep work and had to make sure that we had done certain things and that she was medically ready. But here's a piece of paper. Here's 15 appointments that we scheduled for you. We didn't consult your calendar. And goodbye and good luck. We're here. We're just a
Right.
phone call away. And it's like, you're a phone call away. You're an hour driving away. Like,
Oh.
we have this baby and 15 appointments. And I felt lost and I felt completely alone. And I don't want another family to go through that. So really designed this beyond the NICU support for those families as they're leaving and as they're creating what does home look like, to have somebody that can be with them. So I also got trained as a NICU doula to help support, not as a medical professional, but to be that person that's walking side by side with the
Yeah.
family.
I love that. I love that. And I think, God, you're like the 10th person I've talked to this week. I mean, I know it's only Monday, so maybe it was like part of the last week too. But who's another mom who took their shitty experience and turned it into a business to help other moms not go through the same thing. And it's just this like mind-blowing thing that I don't know that there's many other people who go through like I mean you have to go through like such a crazy life-changing experience to have that thought of like, let me help someone else not go through it the same way I did. And I feel like motherhood is, God, there's just so many moms who end up doing something like this, and I know that's why I started my business. And it's just, I could see how meaningful it is to you, and so I love that. And
Yeah.
I want to
Yeah.
get into your what you want to talk about, because this is really important. So I know in our guest episodes, whatever the fuck I'm trying to say, whatever it is, it's either a confession. It feels like a Friday right now. I'm sorry. It's only
I
Monday,
feel that.
but
I feel that.
yeah. So it's either a confession moment or it's a biggest lesson, what you know, share the biggest lesson you've learned. And we're going with a biggest lesson moment. So please share with us what you got.
Yeah. So, like I've mentioned, Charlie decided to come very early. We joke because she was born December 3rd that she didn't want to miss any of the holidays. So And we got to spend from December 3rd all the way until the end of March in the NICU. And what we learned was there is just as much grief as there is joy in all of these moments. So, you know, a lot of our early milestones were missed. We didn't have a baby shower. We didn't decorate a nursery until, gosh, she was almost a year. um, and we didn't have a lot of that nesting. It wasn't joyful. It wasn't anything.
Yeah.
Because we were in the NICU. We were, driving an hour each way to go see her. But with that, we also became part of this amazing community of NICU families. We got to celebrate other babies' joyful moments, whether it was not being on a breathing tube or celebrating them going home, or really, we lived moment to moment, but we got to sit with such incredible high highs. And yes, there were low lows, but for the most part, I would say, it really helped me to focus on all of the things that I was grateful for in our journey, and to let go of a lot of the little stuff. And it doesn't mean it wasn't hard, and it doesn't mean that I don't have, still, I carry a ton of grief and a ton of trauma, but it has allowed me to sit back and, even now when she has the smallest incremental change, to celebrate it and to be mindful of it and to count, not necessarily the milestones, but the stepping stones. Mm-hmm. And that's been just an absolute amazing piece of this parenting journey. And I can only imagine what it's going to look like moving forward, because now we're getting more opinions from her in that journey day by day.
First, thank you for sharing that and opening up and talking about your experience. Honestly, it hurts to think about what you go through and what so many other parents go through being in the NICU. And it's heartbreaking. And I think it takes so much strength in you as a mom and many other moms to take that step back and realize that I can still find joy in this, and I can still celebrate all the milestones and celebrate the small moments, because those are what make everything else okay. And it just shows the strength in you.
Thank you. I also, I guess, I have a very strong belief that nobody cries alone, so I'm glad. But I think you have to grieve in order to feel that. And that looks different at different moments. I mean, sometimes it's, it's something very trivial, but sometimes it's big pieces. Right now, I feel like I'm grieving the fact that I have a toddler that doesn't walk. But I have a toddler who is able to do all these other things and be joyful in her own experience. And that allows me to find comfort in what she can do instead of focusing so much on the things she can't. Yeah. Or not yet. I mean, that's the other piece that's really profound, is a lot of it is, it may not be happening today, but it may happen.
I think that's really hard on you as the mom, as the parents, to live in this state of uncertainty. And I'm an anxious person. I have really bad postpartum anxiety, and I feel like I would be just this constant anxious, waiting for something, questioning everything. And I don't know how you pull yourself out of it.
I have days. I mean, I don't know that I pull myself out of it. I think what I do is I focus on where we are, and I ask a lot of questions. And we have, I mean, like I mentioned, my daughter has cerebral palsy. She has hydrocephalus. We have a team. It is not us parenting on an island. And when I find myself going down those rabbit holes, and I'll be very honest, like this happens more days than it doesn't. I come back to the facts, and I come back to her team, and I ask the questions when they come up of, what can we expect? And when they come back with, we don't know, I mean, that just, oh yeah, like that's, it's impossibly hard some days. But that's when I go back to just very much seeing the baby that I have in front of me. Very much, she laughs, she giggles, she's joyful, she is expressive, sometimes more than we would like. And that's where I find the grounding is just being present with the child that I have today. And then, I mean, all the self-care that I can, which has looked different at different phases of this journey.
Right. I love that. Okay, let's move this to two things. First, let's move this into a happy note and talk about your daughter's upcoming celebration for her birthday. What's the theme, and how many presents did you get her, and what are they?
So we're going with Elmo because she's obsessed.
Oh, okay.
And she has a grandma that has figured out a whole outfit. It is going to be very cute.
Is it an Elmo outfit?
It is an Elmo outfit with a tutu skirt. I'll send you a picture. It's going to be,
oh my goodness.
It's going to be fantastic. And as far as presents go, so she has quite the pile mounting. Lots of things. She loves music. And so we have a lot of things that sing to her right now that are being, they're in the to be wrapped pile. And she's also obsessed with bubbles. And so there may be there was a Black Friday deal for a lawnmower that is like a push mower thing that has bubbles kind of, that one I'm excited for.
That's so a good one. I mean, you can never have too many bubbles, and my daughter would also second that. And so, and the songs, she also loves singing. It's really cute. So that's really adorable that she also loves music.
Oh yeah, super into music.
Yeah. Okay, and then I was going to say something else about birthday parties. Oh, I asked because with my son, when he turned 2, we didn't really get him anything because he didn't even know it was his birthday, and he was so young, and he had so many toys anyways, and his grandma buys him a billion things anyways, and so we were like, nah. But then I kind of felt bad. But then his birthday, he's going to be 3 in January. So I was like, I think now he's old enough that maybe I need to do something.
Well, and in full transparency, part of the toys are actually therapy related because she has 6 hours of therapy a week. And so certain toys only get pulled out when you're doing non-preferred activities. And so we need to rotate the toys for the non-preferred activities so that there's something that makes it worthwhile for her.
So it's useful and fun.
It's a double dip, for sure.
It is. I love it. I love it. Okay, let's go on to tactical advice. So I want to go back to this proactive aspect of how we can help moms. Because I know that's part of my work is reaching moms proactively when they're still pregnant to plan for their return to work and maternity leave. So what's something, because no one plans for a NICU visit, but like you said, 10% and rising end up in the NICU for something. So what can expecting moms, pregnant moms do to prepare something somehow?
Yeah.
Like what would you suggest?
So I want to credit Mary Forelli for this. She is the NICU translator, and she's the creator of the NICU Doula Academy that I went through. But one of the things that she recommends, and I have adopted as a result of that training, is really thinking of this as the fire drill and learning about the NICU, even if there's no indication that you will ever need it, whether that's talking about if you and your baby are separated, is your partner going with the baby, is your partner staying with you, what does that look like? Talking about the NICU experience, what does that look like if you're doing a hospital delivery and you plan to be there, touring the NICU, understanding what it looks like, feels like, having as much exposure as you can prior to needing it. Hopefully you never need it, but that way it doesn't become this big scary monster when you're in it, full of all of the foreign feels, smells, sounds, because it has all of that. That's what I would do proactively for families. I think that we do a disservice to families when we don't talk about it and normalize the experience.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's, so my son, we had him in the hospital because we wanted him to get circumcised, and they didn't do that if we had a home birth. And so we went to the hospital, and they only took him away maybe like once for shots and then once again for the circumcision. But like we just stayed in the room. They were like, no, we're taking him back. Like, so we just kind of sat there and waited around. But there was no tour of the NICU when we did the hospital tour. It was like, here's where you would deliver.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay, bye.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
That's like a wild concept to have it also be included in your hospital tour. Like, I love
asking for it.
It seems simple.
You have to ask for it. Yeah.
Oh, that's the trick. Okay. You got to ask for it.
Yeah.
I love that. And it's just all about more preparation and awareness of what you even can do, right?
I think that it's empowering parents to feel like they can ask these questions and not have it be this, Wizard of Oz secret behind the curtain kind of thing.
Right. I love that. And this is so important. Okay, I want to wrap up with, where can moms or expecting moms find you? And is this something, are your services something you only offer in where you're located, or do you have anything that someone can access remotely to kind of self-teach?
All of my services are virtual, so people are welcome to reach out to me from wherever they are. My website is preparetobloom.com, and my Substack is at Beyond the NICU.
Beyond the NICU. I love it. I feel like Substack's getting more and more popular, and I haven't even dipped my toe into it, but I love it.
I'm enjoying it. I've had, different platforms that I've used, and this has been a great one to have. There's a lot of information up there, and there's a lot of, what I've put mostly on there are really, blog posts for parents. So if it's 3:00 in the morning and you need a little bit of a read, it's a perfect place to go.
Mm-hmm. I love that. The 3 a.m.
Exactly.
doom scrolling is real. So I love that. Well, thank you so much, Shayna. And we will listen to you. Well, we will link, not listen. We're going to link to your links in the description below. Website links and Substack. Sorry.
Okay.
In the description below. I swear I'm not normally like this. I don't know if it's just like end of day brain my time, but yes. So if you are listening to this, please reach out to Shayna if you are pregnant or you are going through an NICU experience, and you can find her information in the description below. And again, I will link to my information in the description as well if you need to plan your maternity leave or your return to work experience as well. And Shayna, thank you so much for joining us today on the Reentry Room. It's been an absolute
Thank you so
blast.
much.
All right. And if you're listening to this and this episode hit home, or you know another mom who's going through a NICU experience, please share this episode so we can get more of these resources to moms in need. Other than that, we'll see you in the next episode.